Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best rain gauge.
Starting at number 5.
Headwind EZRead 26-inch. The EZRead Jumbo Gauge is aptly named. The manufacturer claims that you can read its oversized numbers from up to 50 feet away, and we confirmed it. As such, it is a good option if you want a manual gauge that you can read without stepping outside. Just place it by a window, and you're good to go. The mount requires 4 screws and a wooden post. When you empty it, which you should do daily in the morning if you're tracking daily totals, simply pinch the plastic holder out of a loop below the mount, pull out the plastic tube, and dump it. The small strainer holes that keep debris out also slow the water down as you pour, but it's still quick. The funnel is over 4 inches wide, which means it's among the most accurate manual gauges. On the downside, this rain gauge doesn't deliver very precise measurements to go along with that accuracy. It measures rainfall totals at quarter-inch intervals. Many other contenders measure to the nearest tenth or hundredth of an inch. Another drawback is the plastic is very thin. Our lead tester had one of these rain gauges growing up. The numbers faded, and the funnel cracked under the UV exposure in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. It happened over 5 or so years, but those who live in a high UV location, or just like their tools to last, might want to consider a more durable option. If you're in a low-lying location with plenty of atmosphere and lots of cloudy days, we think you'll enjoy this straightforward gauge longer.
Coming at number 4.
AcuRite Wireless Digital. The AcuRite Wireless 00899 outdoor sensor and indoor monitor affords you the luxury of checking rain totals without stepping outside. It's also self-draining. Meanwhile, the indoor monitor provides a wealth of information. Like the other digital options, it tracks rain totals for the event, day, and week. The difference is that it stores those totals longer, holding information about the last 7 rain events, days, and weeks. It also gives you 2 tracking modes, called Total A and Total B, that you can control. They begin tracking totals when you turn the gauge on and only stop if you power it off or clear the mode. That means you can track by the month, season, year, or whatever interval is meaningful to you. We appreciate having the extra time to check or record rainfall. While the gauge does feature a rain alarm, it only has one setting. It sounds for a full minute when the rain starts, which is annoying if you happen to be sleeping. Other rain gauges allow you to set a threshold, like 0.5 inches before the alarm sounds. This model has a similar feature with a separate floodwatch alarm, which tracks several predetermined situations that are more likely to saturate soils, for example, 1.4 inches of rainfall in 2 hours. The 7-button monitor has a learning curve, and the monitor and sensor need to be kept within 100 feet of one another. However, it stores more data and gives you more control than the other digital gauges. If you're willing to work a little in dry weather to stay indoors when it's wet, this is a good bet.
At number 3.
Crosse 704. It's hard to think of an easier way to set up a rain gauge. Just plant the Crosse Easyread's 4-inch plastic spike in the ground and be done with it. While we installed it in the dirt, you can hang the gauge almost as easily on 2 screws. Placing it higher would make it easier to read without removing it, but you'll have to pick it up to dump it anyway, so we didn't mind. The water magnifies the measurement numbers, making it even easier for our testers to read the measurements. We also like that the EZRead marks off every tenth of an inch. The gauge is easy to place in the ground, but you'll want to make sure that you don't place it near vegetation that may shield it from some rainfall, especially in windy conditions. The semicircle opening measures only 3.1 inches by 1.3 inches, which isn't a lot of room for rain to enter. Therefore, this is not the most accurate rain gauge on the market. Still, it gives you a good idea of rain totals with minimum fuss. And we love that you can move it around your property without remounting a bracket. The best rain gauge is one that you'll use, especially when it comes at an affordable price.
Number 2 of my list.
Straightest Precision Rain. If you need precise rain measurements further from your house, the Straightest Precision gauge is your best bet. The opening is just over 4 inches, a minimum benchmark for the most accurate rain gauge. It's made of sturdy plastic and is large enough to hold 11 inches of rain for even severe storms. Its double-cylinder measuring system provides excellent precision. The inner cylinder measures just 1 inch of rain to the nearest hundredth. After the first inch, water spills into the larger one. To measure the spillover, dump the first inch and pour the rest into the small cylinder, inch by inch. The lid serves as a funnel to help prevent spills. The mounting plate is straightforward and secure, and the cylinder slides out easily to take a measurement. This gauge is the only option we tested that works in the winter. Remove the funnel and inner tube to capture snow or hail, then melt and measure it. This gauge requires patience and care if you need precise measurements. But it's fun, for our nerdy testers anyway, to carefully measure each drop. The key is pouring the water slowly, so you don't overfill the funnel and inner cylinder and spill a portion of the rain. If you don't mind working for it, this sturdy, high-volume gauge will reward you with accurate and precise readings.
And number 1.
Crosse technology. Regarding rain gauges, larger catchment areas make for more accurate readings. The Crosse wireless rain station has one of the largest in the test. Like all digital rain gauges, it has an outside sensor and an indoor display. The sensor consists of a housing that protects 2 seesawing cups. They take turns filling with water, tipping over, and spilling it out. The sensor wirelessly sends that information to the indoor display. We like digital gauges because they empty themselves, they capture more data than manual options, and you can check them indoors. The Crosse version tallies rain totals by the event, hour, day, week, month, and year. It reads rainfall in inches or millimeters and temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit. This is the highest scoring digital option, thanks to its accuracy and sturdy housing that keeps insects from meddling with the sensors.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.